Doing my daily tree run, and we just hit 91 farming. Most Ironmen only grab the Berserker ring in the beginning. It's the most useful ring, and Rex is easily safe spottable. Well, we're going after all three. We are bringing the big boys, and we're gonna Dolo the Dagannoth Kings. A little while ago, there was a QOL update to agility, and one of the things they did was add shortcuts to the Dagannoth Kings. Wait for it has the requirements, obviously, but unfortunately, 416 here does not. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do the regular route anyways and kind of escort ourselves to the bosses. I feel like it's pretty fitting to Dolo this boss because the entrance back there requires 2 people or yourself and a pet rock to open anyways. Oh, and upon arriving here, I just realized I forgot to get some knives. Again, this is one of those things where on Wait For It, I won't need throwing knives anymore to open up these door supports because I would just be climbing down the ladder. But because I have 416 Hero with me, I'm going to have to teleport out now and grab some throwing knives. Alright, we made it back to these little door supports, and I believe, I haven't done this in a while, but basically I rune throne axe spec these doors in the middle, I think. And yep, there we go. Let's get both characters inside. Having to make this run on both accounts is very awkward. Right now I have 416 Hero leading the way, but honestly I should swap that around. Alright, we made it to this little safe spot here, right next to the Dagannoth Kings. I just traded myself over some stuff, and went and resupplied. Now that I'm only making the trip on Wait For It, I'm going to showcase the shortcuts. So we climb up the mountain, climb down, and here we are in this spot already, and then climb down the ladder as usual. And I believe after climbing up this ladder here, instead of making a right and going down this ladder, I believe you'd squeeze through this crevice and it skips over a big chunk of the run. And as you can see in the distance, that's where the Dagannoth Kings are already. This probably saves you a good minute or 2. Okay, now that we've made it back, let's talk about our gear setups really quickly. I'm keeping it as simple as I can on both accounts. Let's go over Wait For It. So we have the 3 mega rares, amulet, a cape, and a glove switch. And then our spec weapon is just going to be for sustainability with Domin Godsword. And then we have our combat pots, our food, and our prayer, and an extended anti-venom because there are things in there that will poison you. Over on 416 Hero, we keep it even simpler. We don't have an amulet switch, we just have the Amulet of Fury. We don't have any armor switches, we're just switching weapons, and I'm bringing along the Ava's accumulator so I don't lose out on a billion darts with my blowpipe. We will be running thralls on 416 Hero and the Lunar Spellbook for pot share on Wait For It. Of course, we make it all the way over here. We're all geared up on both accounts, and I'm just now realizing something. Before I made my way over here, I made it a point to teleport to the player-owned house and switch spellbooks on both accounts. I thought I switched the Arceus spellbook on 416 Hero here, but it turns out I didn't, because it says, you do not meet the requirements to use that spellbook. Now, in my mind, I did a Kingdom Divided. I got the Book of the Dead, which enables you to use thralls, and I'm like, okay, yeah, everything's all good. But a quick look at the wiki, and it turns out I didn't do one simple thing, and that was to talk to the NPC right next to the Dark Altar by the Zaya runecrafting mines. Now, since I made all the effort to get all the way over here, I really can't be bothered to TP out right now, so at least for this first trip, I guess we won't have thralls. Anyways, the game plan here is to enter the room first with Wait For It. So let's pot up. Let's pot share the Super Combat, pot share the range pot. And I don't think you can pot share anti-venoms, but let's just make sure on that. Yeah, you can't. I already peeked, there's nobody in there. If there somehow is people in there, that's gonna suck. Okay, I believe now we can head in on 416 Hero. So because Wait For It is so much stronger, unfortunately, I think most of the KCs, if not all, are gonna be over on trying to speak and do this at the same time. A little bit difficult. But anyways, now that the bosses are dead on the first rotation, because Wait For It is so much stronger and obviously the gear gap and all, wait for it's most likely gonna get all the KCs. Okay, we just got done with one rotation of the bosses. Now, I believe Supreme is gonna spawn first, so let's get our melee weapons out here. And we got about 20 seconds until Prime spawned. Not doing as much DPS as I thought I would be. Oh, this is a little scary. Switch to Prey Mage on both accounts. Okay, I need to orientate the cameras the same way on both perspectives, otherwise it gets really confusing. Let's switch to our melee gear. So unfortunately, the downside is we're not going to get the collection log pop-ups. Oh, this is scary. Oh, this is scary. So priority number one is to make sure we get the correct overheads on, and then we can worry about everything else afterwards. The last thing we want to do here is to have one of our accounts, or worse, both our accounts plank. And then getting our stuff back is going to be a huge pain in the ass. It was definitely pretty rough at first, but I think now that we're a few rotations in, we're getting the hang of this. Sometimes it's not really possible to trade because we got these Spino things constantly hitting. So I'm just going to drop some food on the ground for 416 Hero, who is actually dying right now because of the chip damage. Holy. Something I'm wondering is whether or not 416 Hero can use the Ceridome Godsword, because it definitely seems like he needs it more than wait for it. But I don't know if the weird GIM restrictions are enforced on that. I didn't quite track the starting KCs we're at. I guess I can take a look at high scores right now, because I haven't logged out, it hasn't updated. And we can take a look at our starting KCs. I don't believe 416 Hero has gotten kill credit for any of these so far, but that's okay. 416 Hero actually got kill credit for one of them. 1 KC Dagannoth Supreme. Okay, I was going to try and look up the high scores for our starting KCs, but it was kind of difficult while managing 2 accounts at once. So I had my clanmate look it up for me. It looks like we're at 262 Rex, 260 Supreme, and 218 Prime. Wow, we were able to get a full crystal key so far on this trip. Wow, and we get another KC on Supreme. I guess it makes sense. Strength is the highest stat we have on this account. By this account, I realized I'm showing the wrong POV, but on 416 Hero, of course. Let's go ahead and switch the POV over to 416 Hero. It's a little bit harder to keep track because there are 3 different boss KCs here, but I think we're about 12 rotations around now. No luck yet. Honestly, the hardest thing about soloing, well, I mean, in my case, I'm not soloing, but dealing with all 3 Dagannoth Kings is the initial entrance. But I think the general strategy is, I mean, of course you can off-take them, but if you can't, you just protect Mage, get rid of the Ranger as soon as possible. More times than not, Rex is not even going to be on you yet because he's further into the room. So you get rid of the Major, then you get rid of the Ranger, and then once you've set up the cycle where only one of them are up at any given time, it's just pretty easy from there. Midway through this trip, I kind of decided I'm just not going to use any offensive prayers to save myself the prayer doses. And it seems like timing-wise, it works out better that way too. If I'm using Piety and Rigor and Augury and all that, sometimes it seems like I kill them too fast and then the rotation gets all messed up. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before, but we are on task on wait for it. We have a Dagannoth's task, so the damage difference between the 2 accounts is even greater because of that. Yeah, this is actually pretty chill. I think it might be easier and less intensive than when I was doloing Royal Titans. So let's take an opportunity here to talk about the drop rates. All the rings are 1 in 1. Oh, I got baited. That's an archer helm. Oh, I thought that was an archer's ring. Anyways, each ring from each boss respectively is a 1 in 128. So in theory, it shouldn't take us too long to see a drop. But yeah, going back to comparing it to Royal Titans, this is much easier because at the end of the day, all you're doing here is turning on the correct prayer and then hitting the boss with the correct attack style. Whereas at Royal Titans, you actually have to move around, there are things to dodge. Obviously, there is more switching involved here though. Ooh, and interestingly enough, we just got our first KC on 416 Hero for Dagannoth Prime. We just out DPS'd a T-bow. Huh, I noticed a weird bug going on in here actually. If you look at the top left where I have the Dagannoth Kings HP bar, it says Echo. Now the Echo variant's from the previous leagues. Obviously we're not in that right now. Doing content like this doloing makes me think about how in the future, whether or not it'd be possible to have a second set of mega rares, the Twisted Bow, the Shadow, and the Sight, and then I'll have 2 accounts with all the mega rares in one group. Let's go ahead and repot our range pot and our super combat. Now that I think about it, Thralls probably wouldn't have been too helpful here. I would have been better off on the Ancient Spellbook to heal up. Of course, without a doubt, the Lunar Spellbook for pot share is a no-brainer though. Wait for it has the Fremenic Elite Diary done, so we've been picking up and stacking up these Dagannoth bones. Again, currently no plans to move on from 63 prayer, but stacking up the bones would be nice in the event that we change our minds. Wow, every time this happens, I just have to make note of it, just because it's so surprising. 416 Hero has secured yet another Supreme KC. We are up to 3 KC on this account now. And of course, in general, no luck yet, no rings, not even a Warrior's Ring, which actually is not dead content anymore. A Warrior's Ring will be used to turn into a Bellator in the future. Oh, we get a Seer Call on Wait For It out of all things. What the heck? I've never gotten this before. Oh, don't die. What the? I've never gotten a Seer Call drop before? What? I was so confused right there. Like I saw a collection log pop up, but then I was like, wait, I'm on the wrong screen. That's the wrong account. No. Well, I guess I'll end that trip. I was low on supplies anyways. Yeah, I was still thinking about the Seer Call drop. That caught me so off guard. I died. I had the wrong protection prayer on. I'm going to go ahead and finish this rotation of the Dagannoth Kings since I already killed Rex. Might as well kill Supreme and Prime as well. Maybe we'll get one of the rings. Well, clearly it won't be the Archer's Ring. Maybe the, what's it called? Seer's Ring. And Moment of Truth. It looks like we're leaving, well, I was about to say we're leaving this first trip empty-handed, but I guess technically we got a Seer Call, so that's cool. Alright, first trip ended. Unfortunately, right now we are on a mission to go collect our stuff. So let's go do that real quick and then resupply, and then I think I'm fine with another trip right now. Surely we get some sort of ring, right? To be honest, the gear setup on 416 Hero might be cheap enough to where it wouldn't be too bad to collect from Death's Coffer, maybe? But, I don't know. Let's just save ourselves a GP. Oh my god, I forgot the Rune Throne axes again. Let's just get to the doors real quick, though. Okay. Using 2 accounts is hard. I'm confused. I wonder if I can do the Throne axe spec from inside. I already remembered this being a pain in the ass when you die, but this just made it worse. I forgot that your gravestone doesn't come up on the surface. It's actually in the Dagannoth Kings room. So this just makes things a little bit more difficult. It looks like the game plan once again is to head on in on Wait For It first and clean house, and then 416 Hero will be able to safely walk in, because at this point in time we don't really have a lot of stuff right now. Okay, this could be a little bit of a risky maneuver, but currently I have Supreme distracted right now. Oh, is Prime gonna see me? I don't know. We got our stuff. Let's grab the shark. Oh, there's a super restore on the ground. We need that. Okay, let's get out of here. Let's get back up the ladder on both accounts. Oh. Everything's fine. Hop over the stupid root thing. Okay. Alright, let's just recollect ourselves. I think the game plan here is I'm going to stay put right here on 416 Hero because I am not doing another trip of running through all those rooms. So with that being said, we're going to resupply on Wait For It and just make the trek a couple of times on this account, but with the shortcuts. I'm going to take this chance while we're not fighting for our lives to talk about how many kills we've done so far, because in the moment it is hard to keep track. But basically, we started at 262 Rex, and we are currently now at 299 KC on Wait For It. Now, 416 Hero hasn't sniped any Rex KC, so that means we've done all 3 bosses 37 times. I think a few more rotations and we will hit rate soon. Basically, you just take 37 and multiply that by 3. Okay, we are back for trip number 2. Let's pot up. And once again, enter with Wait For It first to set up the room. Alright, everything's all good. Enter in 416 Hero, and now we're set up. Rex poked us a little bit, but everything's all fine. Alright, surely we get a Berserker ring right here. And Mithril Pickaxe. Wow, once again, 416 Hero snipes the KC. This is happening more often than I would think. I don't believe it. Back-to-back Supreme KCs go to 416 Hero. He's popping off. 3 in a row. You know what? At this point, Sight the Vidder, overrated. Piety, overrated. Slayer Task, overrated. 4 in a row. You know, I really don't know what's going on. What changed from the previous trip to this trip? I don't know. Nothing. Very confusing. No, I say nothing's changed, but you know what? I should have taken that chance to go and actually unlock the Arceus spellbook. But I forgot. And of course, I'm back at DK's already, so I'm not leaving. Wait. Oh, shit. I just got a Rex KC too. What? That's the first Rex KC. Really hoping for some food drops soon because it is not looking good. Alright, I'm not really sure what went wrong there, but I had to abort and bail out of the room on both accounts. We're a little bit short on food, so I'm going to TP out and grab some more food. Well, first I'm going to trade over these supplies. Alright, we are back in. Same concept. Let's just get rid of Supreme. And now we are all set up again. Oh yeah, that Ring of Life you see on the ground right now, that's the second one we've had so far. And I just remembered they are the same drop rate as the other rings. No way. A shield left half. Alright, what are we doing here? Oh, I guess this is our first drop, a warrior ring. Although I think we have dupes of those, so not super interesting. But I guess since 416 Hero was here part of this trip, that warrior's ring will go to him. Can we get a back-to-back from Rex? Perhaps a Berserker ring? We cannot. Well, it looks like my task on Wait For It has finished. Oh my, another warrior ring. Little unfortunate. We've managed to snipe 10 Supreme KC and we got a medium combat task out of it. Alright, we were out of food and we were just 15 health and 7 prayer, so we teleported out. We did a rough estimate of about 230 total DK KC, meaning about 70 to 80 KC of each respective boss. We got 2 warrior rings out of it. There was a couple of Ring of Life drops, and not much else to be honest. Not even a Dragon Axe. I'm going to take a bit of a break from the grind. Over on Wait For It, I think I'm going to try and pick up another task, but we will be back because I definitely want the rings, especially the Berserker ring.